everybody, and welcome to the Alpha X Championship Cup. I'm your host. It's going to be Gravity620, but you can call me Gravity, and today with me, I got the one, the only, the great Captain Canuck. How's it going, buddy?
Heyo, not too bad. How about yourself?
Not too bad. I'm doing all right. Just enjoying my day off, having some good StarCraft action coming through.
Excellent. I'm excited. Who are our players today?
Well, today in the first match, we're going to be having Arts, we're going to be having Lights, facing us. We're going to have a little bit of a Protoss versus Protoss action. And then I think after this, actually, we have two more players. I believe there's a Zerg player and another one. I had it pulled up here, but it looks like it just exited out. So we'll pull it up here. But we've got 4 players. They're going to be playing in best of 3 matches. And then we're going to be getting set up on like winner-loser kind of GSL style. So should be a long, nice day of StarCraft action. So
fantastic. I'm excited. I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
We're just checking in with our players here. They're almost ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one, and I'm definitely excited to see how these players will perform. And, you know, obviously they're good players. They've been playing for a while. We see them in professional matches and stuff like that, so it's going to be really good. So,
yeah, well, both on the EU server to start, so if there's any such thing as meta in PvP, I'm sure these two will be displaying it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be an all-out brawl. Does look like the countdown has begun. We're going to be loading into the first match here. It is going to be on Cyber Forest. What are your thoughts here on PvP on Cyber Forest?
So Cyber Forest, this one's a little more defensive because you have that ramp going up into your natural, so you are able to potentially start out with a bit of a more macro-esque style game. You might be able to drop down an expansion. It's not necessarily going to be a whoever expands first loses type of scenario, but it's, I don't know, it's a slightly bigger map, but not too big. I like it.
Yeah, definitely think it's going to be good. Well, guys, we have the first map loaded in here, so let's go ahead and get it started as we begin the first of this championship. Did the wrong stinger. That's all right. We'll get it fixed there. Guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it here. Game number 1. All right, guys, in the bottom right. In the pink, playing as the Protoss player, give it up. It is Art.
And in the top left side, he is ready to make your day shine. Give it up for Light.
Right. So I'm super excited to see these players play this out. Obviously, Light and Art have been playing pretty well. We've seen Light do a lot of streaming. We've seen him, you know, doing fairly well in, you know, if he does any tournaments or anything like that. So I'm excited to see how he's going to play this out. Obviously, both players going to go for the double gateway opening into Cybernetic Core. So it's going to be cool to see what they do.
Now, there's a little more guess income going in for Light. Probably not going to be too big of a deal. But I actually haven't seen these two players play very much. I saw Art a little earlier this week, but I haven't seen much from Light. Who would you say is the favored player in this situation, Gravity?
I definitely think Light has a little bit more of a favoritism. He's definitely one of those people that have been streaming. He's been gaining some traction as of late. And, you know, just showing a lot. But Art is definitely not the underdog altogether. He's a very solid player. He loves playing his macro games. And from time to time, he can get a little cheeky. But, you know, I think both players are fairly even in this. But I definitely would have to edge a little bit more towards Light.
Yeah, I love cheeky play. It's my favorite. Anytime I can see a good cheese, any way, shape, or form, I'm very much down. But yeah, no, just the first deviation is the couple of stalkers coming out of Light here. He looks like he wants to move across the map and put on a little pressure. A couple stalkers can Well, with now 2 sentries out of Art, that could potentially... You're going to have to hit some good force fields there to not take any damage.
Yeah, definitely. Both players are going for that. Well, actually just Art going for the expansion at this time. Does look like Light was planning on it, or at least setting it up, but deciding not to do it just yet, as he is going to go ahead and come in here with some aggression. The Probe going to scout out, see that there is going to be a few sentries there, a Stalker, and Light going to go ahead and back up for the time being. He's going to get more Stalkers coming through. He just wants to be prepared, but Art going to see everything here and should be able to kind of be prepared for this big attack. I mean, he's already got shield batteries and everything up, so I mean, he's looking like he's going to be in a solid position to hold this.
An interesting choice is now we've got a proxy robo on the way for Light here. I'm guessing it's going to be for a Warp Prism to be able to circumnavigate the force fields that will come out of those 3 sentries so far. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be a good option. The Warp Prism is going to allow him to go into the main if he wants, as well as, like you said, kind of juggle over those Warp Prism, or excuse me, the force fields. Also, he could go into some Immortals behind this, and instead of having to wait for them to drag themselves all across the map, they're going to be able to be right there, so... Ooh.
I will point out that Light has hardwalled himself into his main base, so this is an all-in. He's double pyloned the robo, so this is everything here for Light. He's looking to end the game right here.
We actually have a robotics bay on the way here for Light, so he could be going into disruptors behind this. That's a really interesting choice here.
That's a cool touch to this game. I like that. I have not seen this style with the proxy robo before, with the quick robo off of one base, or robo bay.
Yeah, definitely. And we have the first Immortal coming out here for Art, so he's going to have a little bit more DPS coming out for his defense here already. He does have the advantage there of those shield batteries as well, but yeah, I mean, he hasn't really made anything. I think he's waiting basically just for the disruptors before he does any attacks. Wants to be able to get on top of that, but we do have a Warp Prism out here now for Art, and could get a little hairy here.
Yeah, he's gonna start to try and chip away at these units with that nice Warp Prism micro. The Depths are gonna jump in right on top of the sentries and try and start to snipe them right off the bat since the Immortal's out of the way, but they're not gonna get too much damage done. Yeah,
this is really nice. I like that he's, delaying, or not even necessarily delaying, but he's using a lot of the energy here. Some okay disruptor shots, going to give himself a Stalker there. But yeah, I like he's using a lot of the energy from the shield batteries here, so whenever this big attack does happen, he's not going to have the healing available to be able to do this. So
no. The Warp Prism from Art is a little low on HP now, about half health once the shields are gone. But this Warp Prism micro is doing pretty good. Light's gonna go fishing, get himself a Stalker, but Light's running out of time here, I feel, as the army continues to build up, and Art is getting Phoenixes now with the Stargate that he planted down a little earlier.
Yeah, I think the Stargate's going to be really nice. He's going to be able to pick up the disruptors here and kind of limit a huge hit, though, with the disruptor. Oh, man.
Did not pick it up in time, and snipes the Immortal with the other disruptor. Huge hits going down.
Yeah, this definitely helps Light out tremendously in this engagement. Now, he is behind in workers, and he is behind in army supply, so he needs to keep up the pressure if he does want to go in this. He's actually adding on more gateways as we speak to try to help deal with this, but if he keeps getting these big disruptor shots like that, he's going to be in a good position. Another huge hit there!
And he takes out all the sentries, too.
Oh, he's just going to be able to get up here, walk in if he really wants to. He's still being very cautious, though. Like, he's just kind of playing this out, but I feel like he could really just get in here and eliminate a lot of this.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Light now. Art does have an Immortal out, and Immortals are good, really good units, but that's a lot of Stalker's gravity.
Yes, he is going to be able to get the Immortal. Oh! As the probes have been pulled here, the Stalker's just going to go ahead and back up. More Phoenix are on the way, and another Immortal here, but I hate to feel like Art just doesn't have a whole lot here. I mean, he's regarding to just Zealots and Stalkers, and when you have these Disruptors doing so many shots, doing such a good job here, it's going to be really hard for him. He is going to go ahead, though, into the main and try to deal with this, and nice pickups, though.
Yeah, no, excellent pickup on the Disruptor. That Disruptor looks like it might get sniped here. as it does. The probes are adding a nice buffer, and with the shield batteries, it's looking like Light's going to get pushed back a little bit. That might have been a bit of an overextension. I was going to say it's looking good, but the probe surround really, I think, sealed the deal there.
Yeah, it really did. It was able to push that back for the time being here. Now, the thing is Art has lost 13 workers. He is basically even in workers now, even being on 2 bases here. Still having to use those probes for defense here, though. Phoenix is doing a really good job of actually eliminating a lot of this. GG's going to be called, though, here. And it looks like Art's going to actually hold this.
What a hold. That was looking super dicey there, but I think Light had a small window right after the Disruptors took out the last of the Immortals where he really needed to jump in because the Phoenix count wasn't high enough yet.
Yeah.
But he just wasn't.
Ooh. Here we go. Yeah, I think that not having the count that he needed was really bad. You're kind of cutting out there for a second, so.
Oh.
But you're good.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It might have been on my end, but yeah, I think that was a really good hold. There was a couple of times where I felt like Light had the advantage. He could have just walked in and done some more damage, but he played very, very cautiously, and I think that gave Art the opportunity to actually build what he needed to get himself into a holdable position and get himself back. So.
Yeah, the shield batteries were coming in clutch, but the disruptor shots nearly did it. I was loving that play. That was so cool.
Yeah, those disruptors really kind of held everything together. I feel like hold on. There we go. I feel like they did such a good job. The Phoenixes were finally able to kind of start picking those up and mitigating the damage from them, but he found such a good choke point to where, Art couldn't really spread his units out, and he was just getting those massive hits. So.
Yeah. But it's. In PvP, you never know who's going to win. And Art, I don't think he might even knows how he did it, but he held, and he won game numero uno.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Light really had to get the base at least, because Art's sitting there on 2 bases, even after he held, would have been able to probe up pretty well. But in the end, he was able to make it through there. So, well, guys, let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 here. It is going to be on New Repungency, so let's see what will happen here. As in the top right, in the pink, playing as the Protoss pieces, give it up. It is Art.
And his opponent, the man who nearly pulled off that sick all-in with the Disruptors. Let's see what tricks up his sleeve he has this time. Give it up for Light.
Right.
Now, I want to see a cannon rush so bad. I'm not going to get it. Dad, I'll get it today. But I want one. And I feel... No, it wasn't on this map. It was on a different map. But this map actually has good places. Potentially, if we see it in a PvZ later, some good spots for some lower ground cannons for support. That if no one's watching, you're going to be in a tight hole.
Yeah. I know that recently they've made a little bit of changes to the map because Protoss were kind of able to exploit a little bit on the cannon rushes. This is a very well-known cannon rush map for Protoss, just because there's so many little nooks and crannies that you can fit a probe into and really just get it going. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see it too much in PvP. Maybe once in a while we will, but with these players, they're definitely going to be playing a little bit more standard again. We're kind of waiting to see exactly how they want to play this out. Obviously right now, Art getting a little bit more gas. We saw this kind of last time. Just trying to get that extra gas out, get more, I believe, Stalkers. We'll see, though, here. They might actually go into double Adepts. So.
Lights has the same amount on gas, which he didn't have last time as Art. So it's looking like he's going to copy the build. He's getting 2 Stalkers like he did last time, whereas Art's getting the Stalker Sentry. Art is happy to play defensively this game.
Yeah. I mean, he's feeling pretty confident. He's ahead, you know, one game. He knows, you know, as long as I kind of play standard, as long as I play my style, I'll be okay. He has the Sentry for support, so if Light tries to do something cheeky, he can just, you know, force field it out and get more units. Obviously, we're going to have a couple of Stalkers make their way across here for Light. But, yeah, I mean, he's going to put some pressure on, and with the Sentry there, I don't think he's going to get too much done, but he will be able to at least put a little bit of pressure on. Especially if Art's going to take an expansion.
Light is actually walling off, hard walling off again with a third gateway, just as he did last game. I'm curious. His Robo is in his main this time, though, but is an interesting choice with the hard wall off with a gateway.
I wonder that if he feels like he's going to try to mind game Art, because Art's going to send in this Phoenix. He's not actually going to see it, though. Let's say he's going to try to throw it off like, oh yeah, I have it, and as soon as it goes, just cancel it. But nope, he's going to let it finish, and I guess maybe Light feels like there could be some kind of potential coming through, but so far, no. I mean, he's just going to be playing pretty standard, getting his Immortals out, getting Stalkers and Shield Batteries, so just preparing for an all-in here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Light is not trying to hide this at all. He wasn't in spot to deny the Phoenix Scout. He is just letting everything be put on the table. He's not going to be able to have really any Immortals, which I feel is going to be definitely something that does not help this. He's just going to go Mass Stalker.
Oh yeah, he's actually going to Warp Prism this time, so he's going to go straight into the main with this. I think this is a really good play coming out from Light. He's just going to be able to Warp Prism everything in here. And
poor man's Blink, good up.
Yeah. When you can't afford Blink, that's what you got to do. Even going to throw in some more Zealots to kind of help with this. Going to shut down the production here for Art.
Ooh, this is a big move.
Oh yeah. Really good place here coming out from Light. He is going to be able to shut down the production and, you know, still just trying to warp everything around here. But I got to feel like that Immortal is just going to be doing so much damage if he cannot focus it down here.
Yeah, the Immortal's the backbone of this. If the Immortal stays alive, Light is going to be extinguished. Art needs to really show off his microing skills. The Stalkers now are on top of the Immortal, though. They're focusing down the other Stalkers to try and get rid of the DPS. The Immortal almost dead, barely half life left, but 4 Stalkers remain.
Yeah, he's going to warp in a couple of more Zealots here to try to help deal with this. But this Immortal is just doing so much damage. Eventually, he is going to get picked up here. He is running really low, but that Warp Prism is just so crucial right now. The second Immortal is going to pop out here, though, for Art. And that's got to be a hold here. I mean, he's going to be out of range of the Shield Batteries. And both of these Immortals are getting pretty low here, but with the Adepts and with the Stalkers, I just don't know if he's going to have enough here.
The Adepts are a nice choice because the Immortals don't do bonus damage against the Adepts. So that's going to be a nice touch. The Stalkers can deal with the other Stalkers, but
Immortal's so low.
This Warp Prism micro coming out of Art is reminding me of Showtime from a little earlier. Holy cow.
Oh, he gets the Warp Prism, though. That's going to shut this down. That's a huge pickup here for Light.
What a snipe. He only has the 3 Stalkers, though. So there might still be a hold for Art. Oh! Warp Prism's dead. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing a good job there, but losing that Warp Prism himself is going to hold him back, especially with Art being in a second base situation here. He is going to try to go across with some Adepts to keep putting on pressure, but I think at this point, Light definitely playing from behind, especially with having like 2 Immortals out. Okay, he's only got the one. The other one died. I didn't see that.
Art is seeing the Adepts come over with an Observer that's heading across the map. There isn't the Warp Prism for Light to continue this all in is across the map. Now, Light is a little bit I guess you could say is still in it. Those Adepts are going to get beamed up, but he's a bit in it because he still has full saturation. He hasn't lost any mineral patches, but it's looking good for Art.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. He's only able to make 3 Stalkers at the time here. Art is going to come in, scout, see everything that's going on. They do have the robotics bay, so I mean he could potentially go back into the disruptors, which is what he's doing here. But I feel like at this point it's a little late. I mean, how's he gonna? Well, never mind. I guess the warp prism could let the disruptor out here, but
that's a very optimistic disruptor.
mm-hmm.
I mean, with 2 immortals there, and with the time the army supplies are even, and 2 immortals against 1 disruptor, I don't care how you do the math. 3 immortals now. My bad. No, Art's going to be able to hold.
Yeah.
But like Art doesn't know about the disruptor. Here it is, big shots.
Yeah. Able to get a couple of stalkers, which is nice. He's going to be able to pull back with that disruptor. I mean, I guess he could continue to chip away at this army, but with 3 immortals out, that's going to be a very tough fill, especially just having stalker and a couple of adepts. I mean, you can chip away for a long time, but he's just going to be able to start building more and more. And we already see this transition into the Stargate play, and that's going to be BGG once he gets those Phoenixes out. Yeah. Ooh, he gets the disruptor too. Oh, if he can pick that up. Ooh, that might be good.
Ooh, can he get the warp? No, I can't. If he had blink, though.
Yeah. I mean, the Warp Prism's got to go home. He's got to get more disruptors. He's in a very uncomfortable position right now. He has to do the damage, but also like the units that he wants to reinforce with, he has to go home and like carry them across because they're just blocked in.
Yeah, I like the idea of hardwalling yourself in, but in situations like this where you're gonna have the robo inside your base, I don't think it's worth it.
Oh, he gets the Phoenix though. That's a nice pickup. He's not gonna be able to pick up the disruptors in this engagement, which could help him out here. But with 5 immortals, I don't know.
So much. Oh, but the disruptors are gonna get all over top of them and weaken them up.
Oh, he gets 2 of them there.
What a shot. Okay, so this it's good, but it's still not enough. Art's still able to chase him away.
Yeah, I mean, he even gets the Warp Prism, which is really nice. A lot of these immortals are getting low here. But yeah, I mean, he's still in a kind of rough position. He's getting some sentries now to try to deal with this or try to kind of block off, I guess, some of the Zealots. But, nice pickups there with the Phoenix, and that's going to shut that down.
Yeah, the force fields are going to do the rest of the job, and this army is going to get whittled away.
Yeah.
Army supply is now in favor of light as well. It's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I mean, those Phoenixes are really going to be the damage dealers here. Or damage stoppers, I should say, as these disruptors, again, wanting to try to put some pressure on, but these Phoenixes are just going to be able to pick it up before... Ooh, huge hit, though! Going to be able to take out a lot of that reinforcement army here from Art, but still, I think the Phoenixes are going to be able to kind of shut this down once again. And with the Immortals still there, this is going to be very tough, even though these have been some really good engagements here. But...
yeah, no, it's that hit. I don't know why it went off. He had the Phoenix energy. He had enough Phoenixes. I don't know, but that's it. GG.
GG's.
Art is the winner of our first series.
Yeah, GG's. And thank you there, Axis, for the subscription with the Twitch Prime there. So.
Yes, thank you, Axis. You're the real MVP.
Alrighty, so that is Series 1. Is Dunzolino.
No, that was good. I liked the idea of the all-ins, and they both times almost worked. Mm-hmm. It's just something was missing both times to really make it go the distance.
Yep. Unfortunately, he was not Hercules in that series. He could not go the distance, so...
No, he just... his path was lit. But...
yep.
It was not artistic enough. It was not. It really was not.
There we go.
I enjoyed them.
Yep, definitely. Alright, so I believe we're going to be waiting just a couple of minutes here for the next series. It's going to be, I believe it was Starkiller versus BioIce.
Yes. Going to be a ZVZ.
Alright. Cool. So let's go ahead and take just a short break here, guys. And then when we come back, we'll see some more great StarCraft action. Make sure you guys, before we do go to the break, use those Matcherino codes to help support it. I believe the code is Alpha X Champions 1. And you can add, I believe it's 50 cents on there. They have different side quests from our sponsors, 24-Hour Fitness and GameStop. So make sure you guys do those quests. It can add extra money to the prize pool and helps put more monies in these people's pockets. They have a link and all of that, so just do !Matcherino in the chat, and that will bring it up, guys. So we'll talk more about the sponsors and stuff here shortly, but we're going to go ahead and take just a short break, and then we'll be back with some more great StarCraft action, so don't go anywhere.
Nuclear missile ready.
Alrighty, guys, and we are back. Thank you so much for waiting. Appreciate you guys' patience. They are getting the vetoes ready. And as they do that, Oh, go ahead.
Before we get into the game, we have our first shout out of the day from 24 Hour Fitness that we are going to do. Is that video ready?
Yep. I'll go
awesome.
I'll go ahead and switch over to the video now. Go. Alright, so 24 Hour Fitness is our first sponsor of today's Championship Cup. So always good to see them playing. There we go. Oh my god. 24 Hour Fitness is always a good one for us. They've been sponsoring a lot of the events lately for Alpha X. They're a great sponsor. I've actually used them quite a bit myself. They have some great affordable plans as well as a very friendly environment that you can work out. And especially as a gamer, you know, a lot of times we do spend our time, our life on the computer playing games, but you have to keep that fitness in there. And they've actually done some studies to show that, you know, doing fitness and exercise and stuff like that definitely helps you continue to do better in gaming. So if you guys have an opportunity, make sure you guys do go to 24 Hour Fitness and use their facilities. They have a free 7-day trial that you can use to check them out, see if you like them. If you do follow them on the quests that we have there on the Matcherino page. So make sure you guys do that and get yourself in shape, get yourself in fit, and take that 24-hour fitness challenge.
I'm Captain Connect, and I approve this message.
Me and my girlfriend were talking the other day about 24-hour fitness and just how we've been thinking about getting back into the gym and getting more exercise and stuff, and how we have one close to us. And wanting to use that. So beer breaks are not allowed, or beer breaks are only allowed here apparently, from what Starkiller is saying. So
beer craft at its finest.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, I have not been to 24 Hour Fitness. I am more of a rock climber, but from the looks of it and from what I've seen, 24 Hour Fitness definitely has a sophisticated program. They've got the tools for very convenient tools for you to use. I really like the idea of the app and the fitness programs that they have. I like how tailored it can be.
Definitely. I think that overall, being able to track, like, okay, I need to make sure I'm doing this, and this, especially if you're wanting to get like a trainer, it's a really nice tool to have. So even if you're like, say you're at home or something like that and you want to know kind of some extra activities that you can do, you have that app available to see and to kind of put together everything. So
I like the sound of that.
Alrighty, guys, without further ado, we are going to be getting into game number 1 here of our next series. It is going to be Bio Ice versus Starkiller, so a nice ZVZ to get next things going. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 1 here, and let's see what happens, guys. In the top left, in the red here on Karos Junction, playing as the Zerg Pieces Give It Up, it is Starkiller.
And his opponent in the bottom right, looking to keep this game frosty. I want you to put your virtual hands together for Bio Ice.
Alrighty, so some interesting stuff already afoot here. We've got a really, really quick spawning pool coming out here from Starkiller. So he is going to be getting a little aggressive. And you know what? ZVZ, I always like seeing that. So
I I don't care what people say. I enjoy mirror matchups, including ZVZ, because at least when you're playing it, it's so tense. It may look like just two hammers smashing into each other constantly, but the mechanics and the technicalities are so fine in ZVZ that one small move, one small Baneling landmine will ruin your life.
Oh yeah, I always find myself whenever I cast like ZVZs and then they do go into that Ling Bane style, that every time I see a Baneling getting close to a flock of Lings, I just like, my heart stops and I feel like I just stress out so much for the player. So I'm like, oh god, they're gonna get a big hit. Ah! And then it's like they get one. It's like, oh god. Whew.
See, that never happens to me. It's always all of my Lings. I try and do the whole one little Ling fancy schmancy mumbo jumbo stuff, but I can never pull it off. I just own it. I just let my Lings die and blow up. I just do it, and then just queue up another game. But whoa, the commitment here! All the drones being pulled, except for like 3.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like against this kind of style, that's really what you got to do until you can get yourself a few Lings out. He is going to be able to clean this up, and actually gets quite a bit of the Lings. Only getting 3 drone kills is Star Killer, so already a little bit behind. As the Lings finally will come out here for Bio Ice, and we'll be able to eventually fully shut this down. So a very nice hold here from Bio Ice.
What a brilliant defense that he knew exactly. At first I was like, dang, this is a bronze level move, pulling all your drones, but it actually paid off dividends with only losing 4 drones and still in the lead and an expansion up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Star Killer not going to fully commit to it. He just wanted to put some pressure on, try to get the expansion kill there. It didn't pay off, though, and we do have a little bit of a counterattack coming across here. Star Killer has his queen out. He's got some Lings popping out. Actually, only 2 Lings here, so he might actually be in a little bit of trouble here as the queen trying to find a good position to not get surrounded. Lings can come in. The queen from the main going to try to come and help, and you know he will eventually hold this off, but that could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Yeah, no, he's going to get a good scout around, but again, another good defense. And these Zerg players have played enough ZVZs that they know how to deal with this stuff. They have died to it too many times that they're just ready to defend and not die.
Yeah, definitely. I think going into it, we're going to see a lot of back and forth. These players know kind of when to transition, when to do what they need to. We already see the layer coming across here for Bio Ice as he's going to work to get those Evo chambers coming through. The Ling's going to try to make their way in here, but the Queen doing a very good block move and not going to let that happen. And, you know, he's going to start transitioning into these roaches. Starkiller sees us, and he should be throwing down his own Roach Warden here pretty quickly to try to transition with him, as he is going to go into a lair for himself here.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually really impressed that Starkiller's been able to match himself back up on workers, considering he put himself behind. But he's recovered after that cheese didn't work out the way he wanted, and is right on cue. His lair's a little bit behind, upgrade slightly behind, and no roach speed as of yet because his lair's not here. But I think he's in just fine shape, especially with a slightly faster third.
Yeah, I mean, he went, instead of trying to get a bunch of Lings to kind of build back to defend, he was able to just get another round of drones, and that really kind of helped bring him back. And the fact that he put that pressure on and kept Bio Ice from making drones, instead he went into the more Ling heavier style for the counterattack. He was able to kind of make his way back. But we do see, you know, Bio Ice is starting to build up a little bit of a force here. He's got those roaches coming across. He's got +1 on the way, as well as roach speed, so he is gearing up for an attack here. And Starkiller trying to match it, but he is going to be behind on this, and that's going to be kind of a tough thing here for him.
Mm-hmm. He does have a slightly better economy, but supplies are still dead. Even supply block is at the exact same time too for both players. The nice fatty supply block at 84 there, but they'll get out of that and get ready to go. Third base isn't. No, it's not under attack. It's just a couple things being annoying. They've done a lot of damage though. That's a third of the health gone.
Yeah, I mean, quite a bit here. We are going to have a nice attack coming in here now. Onto the third base of Starkiller. He's got quite a few links to try to reinforce this, and he's got a good concave with this. He should be able to push this back for the time being here. And at the same time, like you said, that Ling attack on the cross on BioIce's side can be able to get a little bit damage done to the hatchery. And, you know, again, both players kind of at a standstill at this point. They can't really do too much damage to each other as much as they try. And they're just going to have to tech up and keep at it. Find some kind of weakness to the opponent.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking there's a little bit of a better Overlord spread for Starkiller. He's got a few more Overlords in different places. Going to allow him to have some better vision. Which, I mean, it's so huge. Almost gets that Overlord. Having the vision in ZVZ is so crucial because our units are so fast. You got to be able to see what's coming so that you can get your units into position, because if you're not in the right place, you're going to lose a base.
Yeah, definitely. ZVZ is just one of those really weird things where, like you said, the game is action-packed. It's very quick. It's fast-paced, so you have to kind of evolve. You have to kind of move with the times. And sometimes we do see... I like to consider it like a dance. You see them kind of going back and forth with each other, and as the dance evolves, as the music kind of fades into like each little section, you see the roaches, and you see, you know, going into swarm hosts or anything like that. It's just kind of a very fluidity to it. So we do have a nice attack here though on the third base. Starkiller actually getting some damage done, getting a really good concave, and should be able to clean up a lot of these roaches. Now, I think BioIce might be able to kind of eventually claim this, but Starkiller resetting the count here of BioIce, and this is a really good engagement.
Starkiller actually has a 30 supply lead. He came down right down an avenue that BioIce did not have vision of until right outside the third base, so he wasn't able to block the roaches from just swarming in front of his third base to get the roaches, and now with that slight roach lead that Starkiller had, he's able to make the numbers of BioIce dwindle, as now that 30 supply lead still continues, and that's going to be it for BioIce.
Yeah, GG's. A first match there. Went a little bit longer than I expected it was going to, but that was a really good altogether.
Yeah, no, good game. Good recovery from both players. Counterattack right after wasn't really the best option, because you're gambling that the other player thinks, oh, they're not going to send anything across, I'm only going to drone. But when they have a couple queens and a few lings, you're not going to be able to do much. So I feel like just droning up there to try and get that economic lead that you have the chance of is the better option. I feel like he threw away his lead there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it could have been a little bit better handled. But yeah, I think that Starkiller was just able to get too much damage there in the end. And yeah, I just don't think he could have really recovered from that. Especially, you know, he was trying to get in and do, I mean, I guess some more damage to the third or whatever. But the fact that Starkiller decided to go straight into just kill roaches, instead of that, it really kind of helped him push through.
Yeah, I agree. But now we're gonna get into game number 2.
Alrighty.
Spawning in the top right side. He nearly pulled it off last game, but couldn't quite hold on. He is your man, BioIce.
Alrighty, and in the bottom left, in the blue, playing as the Zard pieces, give it up. It is Starkiller.
Alright, no early shenanigans from either player to start off. No early spawning pulls. Standard as can be. Drones mirroring each other to drop that hatch.
Yeah, we're not going to see any early aggression coming out from Starkiller this time. And, you know, I think on this map, that's perfectly fine. you don't want to just keep doing the same thing, especially how well BioIce defended that. I think maybe Starkiller was just trying to pull himself a little bit of an advantage or even just get an early win. But the fact now he's going to play kind of a little bit more standard, as standard as EVZ can be, and just go into some more attacking here, or at least building up a macro game.
Yeah. Macro with Zerg is an interesting thing. It's an odd balance of trying to make sure you don't build too many drones. Because with Larva is so precious in ZVZ, I feel if you over-droned while not knowing what your opponent's going to do, it's hard to recover.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's one of those things where, in normal like matches and TVP or ZVT or ZVP, you just have cycles of when you make units. But in ZVZ, it's so crucial. If you don't make the right cycle of units at that certain time when your opponent's attacking, it can really just end the game. So.
It's also a very scary thing. I find to try and tech switch. I recently was playing a game in a ZVZ where I was just going Ro8 Ravager, and that's all I did. The other guy actually went Muta, and I think he threw in some Hydras, and he caught me a bit off guard, but I felt behind, and I was so scared to switch or add tech because I felt like doing so would just put me too far behind it. I couldn't win the game. I got lucky and kept hitting the Mutas with Biles, so I ended up winning the game, but it's so risky, I feel, a lot of the time to change tech if you don't do it at the same time as your opponent.
Yeah, definitely. We already see a really quick third base coming out here from BioIce. Actually going to try to get a little bit of an advantage, or he could even go aggressive with it, honestly, with the extra larva there. But he's going to send across a couple of lanes here. Just wants to check, see the timing of Starkiller's third, as well as see, is he going to be aggressive with this? What's his plan here? So.
Yeah, I'm curious to see no third base out of Starkiller. I'm curious what his plan is. His lair's just about to finish up. He does have the Roach Warren coming down as well as +1 missile. But is this a fake? Or is he gonna go Muta? He's getting, I don't know. We shall see.
Well, we've seen a lot of Zergs go into this like Roach Muta play actually, where they get the Roaches for kind of the crown defense, but then they go into the Mutas to try to pick off Overlords, to pick off the drones, and just kind of really make a downfall of their opponent. So we could see something like that. I don't think BioIce is going to be able to do anything like that, but definitely I think that Starkiller might be able to pull something like that off, like a 2-base Roach Muta play.
Well, he is finally dropping down that third. That's a really late third for Zerg. You want to get that somewhere between the 3 to 3:30 minute mark, and he's getting it a minute late. So I'm curious if he was just feeling like BioIce was faking and needed to defend, or what was going on.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. We do have quite a bit of Roaches coming out from both players. It looks like they are going to be going into basically the same style of play here again. The same kind of as last time, these big Roach engagements, which we do see a lot of times in these ZVZs. Finally a third base taken here for Starkiller. And behind this, I think BioIce is going to have a little bit of an advantage. He has that extra hatchery up. He's going to be able to get more Roaches out, be able to reinforce his army a little bit better here. But as this goes on, I don't know. I think Starkiller might be able to finally pull something in. And here we have a Nidus Worm coming out from Starkiller. If he can somehow manage to keep the secret, this could be devastating here.
That's what I was wondering. I felt like Starkiller was trying to get ahead in something because of that late third. I was wondering, was it going to be Nidus? Was it going to be Muta? And it is Nidus. It's coming up. I'm curious where he's going to drop. BioIce has some really good Overlord spread. The army of BioIce is moving out, so he's not going to really have a lot at home to try and prevent a Nidus Warden from dropping. But with his army already on the other side of the map, I don't know if Starkiller's going to get the chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he might use it for some reinforcements down at, like, say the bottom or something, but it looks like he's trying to set up for the main. But yeah, with all the vision there, I don't think he's really going to be able to get anything done. He is going to go ahead and go in the main here, as he is going to have set up a counter, a reinforcements kind of thing going on here. He is going to be able to push the roaches back. The Nidus Swarm is going to finish up here, as there's not a whole lot of being paid attention to, and the Nidus Swarm is going to start releasing a lot of these roaches into the main. And this is going to be exactly what Starkiller wants. He knows that the army of Bio-Ice is across the map, essentially. He's going to be able to get quite a bit of drones here.
Oh!
This is a really nice pickup here, and he's going to be able to leave pretty quickly once this main army comes in and basically not lose anything. More queens are going to come through here, though, with the roaches, and this is looking really scary here for Bio-Ice.
Yeah, an excellent play from Starkiller. A brilliant follow-up to the defense at home. He had to make it work, because even with those 10 workers down, he was still only tied, but excellent execution. And well done to Starkiller, taking the 2-0.
There we go. I'm sitting there talking, my mic didn't unmute there. But no, really good stuff. 2-0 coming out from Bio-Ice. A lot of times we do see the more crazier, like, quick games coming out in ZVZs, but they're always action-packed. They're always fun to watch, and even to get to cast them is really cool. And it's always awesome to see how these players kind of innovate the meta, or just change, like, little things here and there just to make it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. There are so many different routes that you can take in ZVZ, so many extra little things you can throw in if you want. I love just all the little things that you can add in StarCraft, really with any race. It's the beauty of StarCraft is there's the main stuff you need to do, but you can put your own little flavor with it. I love that.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like we are going to be going into the next one, as it is going to be Art versus Starkiller in our winners match. And then we'll do the losers match, and then I believe there'll be one more to decide who else will move on, as you do have to get 2 victories. So next match we will see who will move on. So we're going to take another short break here, guys, as we get that all situated, and when we come back we'll have some more great ZVP action, as again, Art will be taking on Starkiller there. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, guys.
Nuclear missile ready.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for waiting. We are going to be getting into the next series here. It's going to be the winner's match from earlier. It's going to be Art versus Starkiller. Astray jumping in for a second here, just to say good luck, and then popping out. So Starkiller and Art going to be getting into it here. But first, we have some more sponsors stuff going on. So Captain Cadet, go ahead, take it away, buddy.
Our next shout out is for GameStop. GameStop has always given power to the players, and now they're bringing it specifically to esports players. GameStop's new program features coaching and more from some of the world's most prominent teams and players. Visit GameStop's website through the Match Arena quest to learn more and donate to our prize pool. Helps us out a lot, guys, and helps them out too. Check it out. I know you'll love it.
Definitely. I always love seeing GameStop. Me and my girlfriend have a little bit of an addiction to that place.
But we are ready to go. We're just going to get the lobby started up here, and the game is counting down.
All right. Going to be on Port Alexander here for the first series, so I'm super excited to see this. Both these players are really... We've seen them be very... not necessarily dominant, but they've been playing super, super well today, so I'm excited to see this, and I think it's going to be a close series. I think we're going to have ourselves a 2-1 here.
I would be happy to see it go to an ace. I always love a good nail biter finish. I want to see some cheese. I want to see base race. I want to see it all. I want it all. I always want it all, but will I get it?
Well, we'll find out here. Guys, without further ado, let's go ahead, jump into game number 1 here. Again, it is going to be on Port Alexander, so don't go anywhere here, guys. There we go. Okay, without further ado, guys, here in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing as the pink Protoss player. Try to say that 5 times fast. He is Art.
And his opponent, the other race of the Xel'Naga. He wants us to do it 2 series in a row. He is Starkiller. Right. So a gateway, sadly, first out of Art. But it'll be okay. Gas first, and then into spawning pool though for Starkiller. Looking to either play it safe or maybe put on some pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I think that opening up spawning pool is going to be really nice. He is going to be able to, like you said, put on pressure if he really wants to. Try to deny the expansion, or at least try to force out something from Art, or he can just have it for defensive. So if Art decides he wants to go for double adepts or something like that, he's going to have those lings to be able to kind of defend against that, have the queen to get more units, or to even just get more larva production. So it should be good.
Yeah, I find it so interesting how different strategies are more or less scary depending on the race you're playing against. Because say double adept, if you don't wall off properly as Protoss and get a couple adepts running between your middle lines, it's game ending. But Zerg, because of the queens and the lings that you have, you're able to deal with it so much more easy. I like that little mechanic of queens. Queens are such a good unit, and it's never a bad thing to build more queens.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm starting to learn. I've been trying to play a little bit of all the races just to get some kind of idea how to play, because I want to play random. And trying to learn Protoss, I've been learning very, very toughly that you've got to wall off in ZVP or you will lose automatically. I get ling rushed every game, and it's like I've got 2 stalkers, and I'm like, it's like none of my walls want to go through. So it's definitely super important in this matchup whenever you're facing something like that. And if you're a Zerg player, you come in and you see that they're not walling off, you definitely try to get right on top of that.
Yeah. Well, as someone who's played both Zerg and Protoss, my first race I ever mained as was Protoss. But as Zerg, if you see the Protoss has an opening, it's like a child to a cookie. It's so inviting. You want to go for it, and you can't help yourself but go and try and jump on that opportunity. And recently, though, I've seen Neeb actually bait a Zerg into doing it and was able to use that to his advantage and win. But a nice Ling run by here from Starkiller into the main of Art is going to take out a couple probes.
Yeah, I mean, he gets himself a nice full scout, sees the Robo Bay, he sees everything that he really needs to with those Lings, so a very well good job slipping through there. And yeah, I think learning, or I don't know, ooh, okay. Before I try to finish my thought of randomness, we have a Nidus on the way here. I've actually seen this quite a bit. We saw this in the Alpha X versus Psionic, or not Psionic, Psystorm Gaming, like OSC championship match. This is something that is very, very, I don't know if it's even popular, but it's super strong. You get a bunch of speedlings, you get that really quick Nidus, you come up here to the top and you just flood the base, and it's just so good. It's so aggressive. We've seen this so many times against Protoss, and it's like, how do you stop this? How do you get it? We have an Immortal on the way, but I don't know.
The reaction time was not there for Art. His Stalker was killing it, but he didn't see it, and the Lings and Queens are in the base. This is going to be too much.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job with the force field to kind of keep the Immortal and stuff alive here, but the Queen's just going to go straight to the natural. The Ling's getting every single probe in sight here, and, you know, the Immortal's going to be able to do some damage, but with the reinforcements here of the Lings, this is just going to be a very tough hold here, if he can even hold from Art. I mean, how do you just counteract this? I mean, it's like, what do you do?
You get lucky is what you do, but that's not what he is getting right now. The Immortals are not very good against Lings, nor are probes. They're even worse. And 22 workers have gone down for Art. He is now behind in the worker supply. Army supply even, but Lings are going to surround this Immortal and are going to pick it off. Oh no, the shield battery. Keeping it alive. And wow, he held it.
Wow, that's really good here. We are going to have some more Lings here, and eventually, yeah, those Immortals going to be able to clean this up, but the damage has been done. We look at the worker count here, 14 workers to 24. The Ling's still getting damage done, and he's so far behind in the economy. He does, and he's blocked himself in for right now, but Jesus, so much damage being done. That Overlord's still there, still looming in the threat of actually like throwing down another Nidus. But behind this, just a Hydralisk Den. We're going to see some Ling Bane Hydra possibly coming out here. So
yeah, the Hydra Den is a nice follow-up. Went ahead, get more ahead. And if you can mass Hydralisk, if the Protoss needs a lot to deal with mass Hydra. And when you've done as much damage as Starkiller has done in this game, Art is going to have a hard time getting back to where he needs to be to deal with this, but he can't put on any pressure. He's just getting a Warp Prism, barely has enough army to hold off any Lings attacking at the front. And that's going to allow Starkiller to just drone up. He's already at 37 workers, almost at full 2 base saturation, and then can just pump out units.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just so tough. I mean, with Chrono, Art will be able to kind of eventually even the worker count up a little bit here. But again, he's investing so much into trying to get that worker count back up that he's not going to have enough to really get the units that he wants to. And like you said, it's going to be so hard to defend against these Ling kind of Hydra pushes. And at the same time, you know, try to go across and do damage. I mean, I guess sentries will be okay here, but I mean, one wraparound and this is game over.
Yeah, this is a very optimistic move out, I feel. I feel he must just be scouting around for anything, but an Immortal drop coming out, and the Adepts might be going to provide some extra harassment, but this is still an only 2-base play from Starkiller. He's not looking to make this a macro game. He's looking to finish this ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the best thing. And the real bad part is these Immortals really can't go across and do much damage. They're so hurt.
As I say that, he's going for a third. Never mind. I know what I'm talking about, guys.
We're casters. We know what we're talking about.
Absolutely. Totally. Expert.
Well, I feel like I feel like with the Overlords kind of seeing where everything's at, he doesn't have to worry too much about a big attack coming across. He realizes he's done a lot. He could just take a third behind this, get that extra larva, and just deal with everything. But this Hydra attack coming across is definitely going to be scary, with +1 finishing up, and even that muscular augments finishing up.
That hallucinated Phoenix nearly missed that whole army. It did spot one of the Hydras, so Art is able to get his army into position to prevent the third from being cancelled. That was almost deadly, but now he's actually completely out of position. Here come the Hydras. That's a dead third.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get the kill there on the third, not even a cancel. And on the other side, we have the Immortals trying to deal some damage, but with the Hydras, they're going to be able to push it back. And again, I mean, there's not a whole lot of damage output coming out here from Art. He's supply blocked. The third's going to be retaken here for Starkiller, so I guess that's okay. He's delaying that third, but his big damage dealers are across. He's going to potentially lose that Immortal, and here come the Hydras. Going to just get a full wrap around here. The force fields are really nice here. Going to be able to break this up and kind of prolong this a little bit. But there's just so much damage output coming out here from Starkiller. I just don't see how Art comes out of this.
The Glaive Adepts are what are saving him right now. They're able to, with their bonus against light units, which Hydras are, they're able to get enough damage out to kill the Hydras in time with the force field zoning out half of the army. The Warp Prism being recalled with the Immortals was nice, but nearly lost it all.
Yeah, I mean, losing that War Prism is so huge. He's not going to have the juggling possibility. And with the Immortals being so low, this is going to be a very tough fight. I don't like this fight coming out from Art. I think he needs to back up, kind of reassess where he's at. But at the same time, if he does that, he's going to find himself in a tough situation with this third base coming through. The more larva, the more queens, everything's just going to be real bad. I guess the big plus is that Starkiller's creep isn't there, so his army's not going to be able to reinforce as quick, and he's not going to see this coming as much, so he can kind of come in and do some more sneak damage or whatever.
Yeah, no, Art being able to deny that third base is really helping him start to crawl back into this game. He's getting the chance to get up some tech. He's going to Colossus tech to deal with those Hydras.
Yeah, it's a really interesting choice there.
Yeah. Especially with Starkiller hurting for money since he's on even workers and almost even bases. He's not going to be able to afford anything like a Spire or anything to really, or even a Hive to get Vipers to deal with these Colossus yet. So this is going to really help keep Art alive for a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, Starkiller has like a little bit of a window of opportunity before Thermal Lance finishes up, to where it's going to be very, very hard for him to actually do anything. But he's going to go ahead and back up. He's just going to start droning up some more, building up his Hydra count. And I think against this type of army, that's what you need. You need the numbers. You need the workers. He does have a +1 advantage going against Art, and he's got Bailing, so he's looking to do maybe some kind of wraparound. Actually does a little bit of a run by here onto the third base. Going to use those links to take out a lot of those probes here. At the same time, we are going to have an attack on the third base of Starkiller. Now, all he has really are those Hydras. They're going to be able to get some damage done here, but those Colossus with extended Thermal Lance is just dealing so much damage. And those force fields are just amazing.
Yeah, the force fields are keeping everything away from the Colossus. Art is going to have no contest there and is going to get the GG.
Jeez, indeed.
Yeah, no, that whole, I thought that Starkiller was actually going to have too much for Art to deal with, but that shield battery there to help keep the Immortals alive was just enough to with the probe support. The Immortals not dying allowed him to take out the Queens. The Queens were the real backbone there, as the Lings just were swarming around. But once the Queens were gone and the Immortals alive, there wasn't a whole lot that Starkiller could do to keep it going with the low economy that he had, and that put him so far behind, and Art able to deny the third base of Starkiller allowed Art to really crawl his way back.
Yeah. Apparently I got the camel over here. But no, I think the fact that, you know, he was able to hold that. Now, Starkiller did a pretty good job. He was able to shut down the Immortal production there for a little bit, which really kind of helped him. But at the same time, he was able to get out a couple of Immortals to deal with that. And like you said, that shield battery did a fantastic job keeping those Immortals alive. Those are those big damage dealers, those heavy tanky kind of things. And he was eventually able to hold it. And like you said, I mean, Starkiller invested so much into that engagement that the fact that Art was able to hold it off just helped kind of propel him up and up and up. So he was able to kind of play defensive, get everything. And after that attack, we didn't see a whole lot of pressure coming out from Starkiller. And that just allowed Art to rebuild, to remax, and then just go ham with it. So
yeah, he was able to lock it down, keep it going, and the Starkiller also just didn't have the production, because with only 2 hatches, he wasn't able to build enough to really keep the lead he built. And that Zerg has both the greatest potential for production and greatest weakness for production. If you can shut down the hatcheries or the queens, they can't do anything, and it's a very frustrating handcuffing thing. But it can also be liberating when you have those 6 hatches all with queens and can remax instantly.
This is just game 2, right? Or is this game 3?
Yes.
Okay.
This is game number 2 with Art up 1-0.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking it was tied 1-1. I was like, all right, we're getting our game 3. We'll find out, though. Let's go ahead and jump into the next game here. I gotta figure out what goes on with that. Anyways, here in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing as the pink Protoss pieces. Give it up. It's Art.
And his opponent with a nice cheesy Nidus Worm in game number 1. Let's see what shenanigans he can get up to in game 2. It is Starkiller.
Alright, so already getting some aggression going here. We got the proxy hatchery and Starkiller, or excuse me, Art's base here, or natural. He's saying, you know what, I feel like I'm going to take my expansion here. That's fine. Art pulling enough probes out to deal with this, so shouldn't get too much done here. I'm going to go ahead and take in a Cybernetics core behind this, and he should be able to either get the kill or at least get the cancel here. He's pulled it pretty quick enough, and I think he should be able to get it.
The lost art of building a base in your base. Oh, and the evolution chamber block. I love this little tactic. This with the creep that's barely there. As soon as the hatchery dies, there's just enough room to build a evolution chamber, and it's a nice way to block your opponent from expanding. Delay it a bit longer. Anything you can do to throw them off the rhythm.
Yeah, he was gonna go for the the reactor there, or the Vespine gas, but are able to kind of block it off just in time here. Starkiller going to go ahead and move on out, as we do have the first Stalker coming out, or getting ready to anyways. On the other side, we've got speed, we've got the hatchery coming through, so we should kind of go to a standard game behind this, but some funny shenanigans coming out here from Starkiller in game number 2.
Yeah, I feel like he's the one that's been the aggressor, trying to just manipulate the situation, throw Art off. I'm curious to see if Art's going to retaliate or just stick with the status quo. He's so far just riding the waves, no big deals, hanging loose. And I want to see him try and throw Starkiller off.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Art plays very solid, standard play that he doesn't have to worry too much about anything behind this. So if he gets cheesed or anything like that, he doesn't feel so pressured of, oh, I've got to do that back. He just says, you know what, I've got my solid play. I'm going to go ahead and play how I know how to, and it's going to give me success. And so far we've seen that even in just game 1 here. In game 2, he is going to go ahead with the robotics facility. Pretty pretty much what he's done every game so far in these series, and just behind this, get the Immortals and start getting up that production. So
we're actually going to have 2-base Spire play out of Starkiller now. He's going to go for a Muta Rush and try and again throw Art off. With Art going with Immortals, fun fact, Immortals don't shoot air.
what?
I know. You'd think the Protoss just haven't developed that technology yet. It's just not there.
It's no wonder why I keep losing the Mutas when I go all in with Immortals.
Yeah, that's what does it.
Yeah, I think this is a really good play coming out from Starkiller, going into the Spire tech. And if he can keep that hidden, I mean, we've seen last game, Art doesn't go for a lot of anti-air. He likes to stay with his ground units and go into that Immortal Zealot, Adept kind of style of play. So if we can see him go into that air army and force Art to kind of go into, make him go into a Stargate. Kind of like Stargate or bust kind of style. And the Artosis pylon here with all of the production.
So good, but that's a lot of gateways on the way.
Definitely gearing up for a big attack here.
Yeah, it's been cutting probe production a little bit. He actually does have a probe that is going to be heading out onto the map here in a moment. Yeah, it's just going to go down to start a 3rd base. No all-in coming out of Art. But 8 Mutas are the tech of are the unit of choice. Now.
Yeah, this is really nice. He is going to be sending across his observer to kind of scout this out, but already we have the Mutas out, and they're going to be making their way across. And by the time that this observer sees us, I don't think Art's going to have enough to really kind of retaliate behind this. He's going into Sentry Zealot kind of style. This could be really bad.
Art, the observer saw for a millisecond the Ling's on the way, but that was just enough, it seems, to see what's coming. And the Mutas are going to get on top of the sentries and start to pick them off. He only has his sentries, only a couple stalkers warped in now, but the Mutas are going to get chased away and start to fly into the main.
Yeah, and this is really good. He's going to be able to start getting on top of these probes. Oh no, if he can shut down the production here, if he can see this Artosis pylon and shut it down, he might find himself in a good position.
Fatty pylon, that looks like it's going to be the target, Gravity. Oh, but he's chased away.
Now the thing is, the Stalkers aren't that great against Mutas. I mean, in high numbers against low numbers, I guess, but he has this huge attack coming across that he's going to have to deal with. He's got the Mutas. He's trying to get some Lings and stuff together to deal with this. The Sentries are going to present a really big problem, though, with these Mutas. He is going to have to try to come back home with these, but is he going to make it in time here? He is losing quite a bit of workers here, as well as a lot of the units, but it does look like he will eventually be able to clean this up here.
With it seemed like a third of the actual units were hallucinations, so the damage output wasn't really as big as it appeared to be, and the Mutas are actually going to be able to clean it up. 11 drones lost, he's only 5 behind, but he still has his whole Mutaflock, 14 out, with 3 more on the way, and the Stargates are just now going up, Gravity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he was trying to do something to be able to get that out. Once seeing that, which was nice, but the Stargate's going to be a little late here. He does have shield batteries now in the bases, so it will make it a little bit tougher to actually kill off any of these probes. But he's still going to be able to find little damages here and there, just trying to find wherever he needs to. And so far, 5 more probe kills. He hasn't lost a whole lot here, draining out the energy as well, and will go ahead and back himself out.
No, that's it on the Muta production. He has kept all of them alive so far since the beginning of that harassment. 17 total. Both the Stargates coming up, Starkiller's actually going to be switching into Ro8 and Hydra production, with the Ro8 weren't about to finish and the Hydra den just started.
Yeah, I mean, this is some really good damage coming out here from Art, actually killing off 9-10 drones here in the main with a little bit of a warp in of some Zealots. Even go down to the natural. We're just going to have to go home to deal with this. Eventually we'll clean that up, but 15 workers do go down here for the Zerg player, and still a little bit of damage being done here. And that's kind of what Art needs in this. He's going to be, just try to get some of that economic damage coming through and get that all taken care of. Now behind this, we do have the Phoenix production coming through, and I think once he gets enough Phoenix out, he's going to be able to hold this. But until then, the fact that he has 17 mutas that he has to worry about, I mean, that's definitely a scary flock.
Yeah, I'm really concerned for Starkiller here. He's in the total course of the game, he's lost 26 workers, whereas Art's only lost 10. And with the amount invested in the mutas, you really want to get more damage done. Yeah, Starkiller's been able to keep Art at home for the most part, but the little bit of harassments that Art has done have done monumental damage, which is really preventing Starkiller from taking hold of the driver's seat in this game and really getting to where he wants to go.
Yeah, definitely. I think, man, going into the Hydras now, I don't know. I want to cheer for Starkiller here because he is ahead, I feel, but I don't know. I think as time goes on, the more Phoenixes, the more Stalkers that come out, it's just going to present a really big problem here for Starkiller to have to deal with. But even throwing in some Zealots, I don't know. These mutas going to be able to get caught off guard here.
Command! Oh no, they were going to go and try and take out that Warp Prism, but the Phoenixes are now just going to have a field day. Some Hydras are going to come in and try and buffer. But the Stalkers are now going to come in and pick off an Overlord and start to chip away at this base. That was a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. He's going to be able to come into this fight now with less mutas. The Stalker's going to focus down on the mutas as well. These Hydras, though, do have some really good output. They don't have any upgrades just yet, but it looks like he might actually be able to shut this down. The Phoenix are going to lift up some of the Hydras to try to help buffer with this, and these Zealots trying to help out as well. Some additional weapons will come through here, and it looks like Art has done it. GG will be called, and Art is going to be the first person to move on in this group. GG's.
Congratulations, Art, taking first place in the group. Some nice defensive play. Art was really not letting Stark manipulate the situation. Starkiller had his plans, and he executed them rather well, but Art was just a little bit ahead, always able to barely hold on or put his units in the exact right position. And on that Muta, that Muta flyby was at the end there was really lucky for Art. That really shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, definitely. So, so GG's to him. We are going to be going into the next one here pretty quickly, or in just a little bit. So it is going to be, I believe, Bio Ice versus Light for the next one for the losers match, and then the winner of that will play Starkiller in the final series. So that should be good. So congratulations again there to Art. We're going to take another short break here, guys, and when we come back, we'll have some more great StarCraft action. So don't go anywhere. This is the Alpha X Championship Cup. So we'll be right back, guys.
Nuclear missile ready.
Alrighty, guys, and we are back. Thank you so much for waiting for us. We appreciate your patience and all of that. We got ourselves a good match coming up here. Just to kind of let you guys know what's going on, because we have had some developments while the break was going on. Light has kind of forfeited his spot. He's decided he's too tired to continue on. And so he will go ahead and forfeit his spot, so that will automatically make BioIce your winner for that match. So, our final match of the day is going to be Starkiller versus BioIce. This is going to be ourselves a rematch here from the second series of today. So it should be pretty good. We've seen both players kind of playing some really good, going back and forth there. Starkiller, like we saw earlier, went 2-0 against BioIce. So will BioIce change it up a little bit, or will we see him kind of fall back? So right now they're trying to get in touch with him, so it should be just a couple minutes. But while we wait, we'll go ahead and talk about, yet again here, our sponsor is 24-Hour Fitness. Now, have you ever found yourself, if you're a person like me, work overnights, a lot of times, gyms, they're only open from like 10 to, 10. They're like open really weird hours, and you find yourself, man, I really want to work out, but they're closed. 24-Hour Fitness is as it sounds. It is 24 hours a day. So if you're like me, you work overnights and you have a night off, you're up all night, you're like, you know what, let's go work out, go get my pump on. We'll go ahead and go there. They have so many good facilities. Make sure you guys check out the website. If anything, check out on the Matcherino page itself so you can see all the stuff that they have there. Again, they have those free trials and stuff like that. If you're new, you're kind of worried. I know a lot of gyms are kind of like, you have to get the membership before you can even try it out. But you can get in there, you can get for free. You can even bring a friend. If you have yourself a membership, you got a friend that wants to try it out, you can go there for free with them and help that out. So it helps give you access to any club that they have. There's over 436 locations that they have. So if you're near one and you have a membership, say in Wyoming, and you go to your family in Florida and they have a location there, your pass is good, and so you can do that. So guys, make sure you do sign up for them today. Get yourself fit, get yourself right, and help support esports. Also, make sure guys as well, just to do the Matcherino codes. I know it's kind of with our sponsorships, but make sure you guys do those Matcherino codes so we can get more money to the players and have some good stuff. So use code, believe it's Alpha X Champions 1. So make sure you guys use that as the code in the Matcherino page, !Matcherino. So
do it, guys. If you do, and you let me know, I will 1v1 you.
1v1.
I will. You can 1v1 me as a reward. Any of you who want to, and you can even pick my strategy.
He won't even cheese against you. He will play a legit 1v1 against you.
Which is hard for me to do. It is tough. I do enjoy good cheese, but I will do whatever you want. So, incentives, guys. Best of both worlds. You can play a Canadian and work out. Not at the same time. I don't recommend that. But
oh yeah. So it looks like we did get BioIce finally here into the stuff. So they are doing their vetoes here. So it looks like first map's gonna be Cyber Forest, followed by Port Alexander, and if we have to get into a third one, it will be New Rep. So some new maps here. I don't think they played these maps last time, so should be good.
Excellent.
So Cap, what's your thoughts going into this match? Obviously, we've seen these players play before earlier, where we saw Starkiller, kind of 2-0. Do you think we're going to see the same thing here? Do you think BioIce is going to bring out some new strats in this?
If BioIce wants a chance, he's going to have to bring out some different strats. I think Starkiller's got the advantage. I think he's the favorite. Mm-hmm. But it's StarCraft, so anything can happen. So I'm looking for BioIce to pull out something of him. So pull out a BioIce strat, some Bio Ice ice cream. A new flavor that they don't carry at Starkiller's Emporium.
Yeah, I think he needs to change something up. He's trying to play the same kind of style, and Starkiller has just been able to kind of counteract that and play it better on some situations. So I know Bio Ice is a really good player. We've seen him in tournaments doing fairly well, but yeah, he's got to do something to beat Starkiller. I don't know. Maybe tell Starkiller that there's no pizza on the line or something. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and jump into this next one. I don't know. But we'll
That
go ahead.
changes everything.
Yeah. But we'll go ahead and get into it here, guys, and we'll see. Can Starkiller finish this out, or will Bio Ice make a return? Let's find out.
Spun it. On the bottom right side. All the way from whatever country he's from. It is, in the pink, Iowa.
There we go. My thing decided to mess up there. But in the top left, no, you're good.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Anyways, in the top left, in the blue, playing as the Zerg pieces. Give it up. It's Starkiller.
I'm really curious about the inspiration behind the name Bio Ice. Oh wait, isn't that a company?
It is a company, but
yeah,
it's also like Life Water. So,
I
don't know. Maybe he's trying
to. That makes a ton of sense, actually. Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, we figured it out, guys. A little aggression out of Starkiller, though. He's looking to get things heated up nice and early. Trying to melt that ice, that life water. Make it evaporate.
The frozen life water.
Frozen life water. Yeah, there's nothing really here to defend for Bio Ice, so I don't know if he's really going to be able to get much. He's got 4 lings on the way, but I mean, the lings are going to get some damage done, but they're not going to kill the hatch. So it looks like they're going to go for some drones right off the bat.
Yeah, I think this is a really good idea. One, it gives him some scouting information, but 2, he can try to lower the little bit of the count. He knows that he has a little bit of time before the queen pops out. And when the queen pops out, he will have to back up. But for the time being, he's going to be able to get a little bit done. He sees the timing there of the Bailing Nest. Eventually, he will go ahead and back up here, or just lose all of his links, but at least he knows kind of what to expect. And behind this, just drones coming out. Going to go ahead and start a Roach Warren here. So doesn't even want to play the Ling Bang game. He just wants to go straight up to that Roach Warren. So
yeah, early Bailing Nest probably to defend against potentially a continued Ling aggression. But no, it's just going to be the Roach Warren follow up. Going to go for some fast roaches.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, I think Starkiller playing it smart here. He just knows, I want to play the more defensive game, get the roaches out, and then go for a big push. While Bio Ice is going to go potentially into some kind of Ling thing, but for the time being here, he's just droning up. He thinks that there's this big attack coming, and he is just playing super, super turtley at this point.
Yeah, 3 spine crawlers is a heavy commitment this early on. I mean, he does have a worker lead, and it looks like it is a well-founded idea. The worker production from Starkiller has stopped, and he's now going completely into army units.
Yep, I like it. We do have some links coming through for Bio Ice, but again, he hasn't built any Bailings. He doesn't have anything like that. He's just sitting in his base. Starkiller will be able to kind of scout out and see where everything is at for the most part. But yeah, he should know kind of where to go. But I almost wonder if Starkiller will go into a Nidus behind, seeing that there are the spine crawlers in the natural. Just go like full on Nidus Worm up here at the top, because that main base is
full NA.
Yeah, just full NA here.
I almost wonder if he shouldn't go for it, because with the amount of lings that he has, and the defender's advantage possible with the 3 spine crawlers, I mean, with such a low economy, I don't know if you're going to be able to get enough work done, but we'll see. It looks like he's still going to go for it. He's got a big Ling Flood on the way, 20 Lings in production. And... But the wall-off's here. He does have a Ravager. I just don't think... I think BioIce has a nice solid position. I mean, the Lings are leaving, so as I say that, it might not be enough. But the Lings are actually going to come back and get a nice surround, but he breaks through the wall.
Yeah, this is really good here. He has so many roaches. He's going to have to pull the drones here, and with the Corrosive Bile, it's going to be able to eliminate a lot of this defense from BioIce. He just doesn't have the army to contend with this. I mean, BioIce is sending some roaches, but I don't know. He should be able to clean this up. Okay. But he's got 11 kills. He's able to shut down a lot of the production. A lot of the Queen energy went into trying to transfuse that Spine Crawler, so not going to be able to really get any extra production going. But at the same time, you know, he was able to hold it there.
Yeah, that was a game-ending attempt there from Starkiller, which was held off. The saving grace is he was able to even up the water supply, which means that he's not out of this game. That wasn't a complete all-in, and it's going to stabilize a little bit from here.
Yep, we even see Starkiller going into a layer behind this. He's going to be able to get roach speed, and you know, I think from here, Starkiller needs to play a little defensive. I mean, BioIce has a solid army at this point. He even has his own +1. He has his roach speed coming through here. And I think if he can continue to build that up, maybe even go for a third base here on Cyber Forest, I think, you know, maybe he'll be able to kind of overcome this. He still has the Banes to kind of back up with this, but yeah, I think it's going to be a good one here.
Now, does Starkiller continue with the roach play while behind, or does he switch into something like Muta's? Yeah, no, there it is. There's a Spire. Because I'm going, you're not going to be able to get ahead in the roach game, and especially in upgrades. If you're behind in upgrades, you're dunzos. So I like this play of going for the Spire.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the good option. Like you said, you know, you've invested so much into the early roaches, you lost those, so now your opponent does have the advantage. He is going to see the Spire, though. That's a huge scout out here from BioIce.
So early, too. That was a brilliant scout.
Yeah. He's stream cheating. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Starkiller, I think that, okay, like I was saying, I think that's the play to go into something like this. Now, being scouted, he's going to kind of know, but this also gives BioIce the thing of, okay, he's not going into roaches. I have this timing. I need to go and attack. I need to get that damage done. He's going to throw in some Ravagers, and we are going to see this engagement here, though. He's going to have to pull the SC, or the drones here to actually deal with this, but
yeah, it's just going to be enough from Starkiller, I think, to hold initially. The initial hold is going to be good. The Spire's now done, and Muters are on the way. So the window is getting smaller. The upgrades are there for BioIce. He does have the upgrade advantage, but the window before Mutas show up, he has to get damage or kill all the roaches so that the Mutas mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a very thin ice here. The Mutas are almost done. The roaches, though, here from BioIce are pushing through. The workers are going to be pulled here to try to get a wraparound. Some Corrosive Biles won't do the damage, as we do have a lot of the drones coming into the main now to try to just get away from all this. But these Corrosive Biles are deadly. The Mutas just don't do a whole lot of damage against these roaches. I mean, eventually they will clean this up, but this is just not looking...
At what cost, Gravity?
I know. He's already lost so much mining time. He's losing 10, 11 drones here so far, and more roaches are on their way across the map here. BioIce is fully committing to this, and I think this is exactly the play he needed, and it's all because he scouted that Spire change.
I think it even goes back to when Starkiller attempted to go up the ramp. I didn't like the odds. He would be able to get some damage done, yes, but he's looking to end the game with that, and if you don't do it, if you don't do enough damage, you're behind. And in a mirror matchup, when you get that far behind, it's game ending. And here's the example: is Starkiller wasn't able to get anything sufficient up in time, and now he's going to lose.
Yeah, GG's.
GG, Starkiller, down 1-0.
Yep. I mean, it was a really good attempt there. And like you said, you know, the whole engagement itself didn't look good. BioIce was just so fortified in that. I didn't like it. One second. There we go. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But no, I think... Ah! No. No. There we go. Invite me to the lobby. Anyways, sorry. I'm getting scattered brain. But no, I think that the initial attack wasn't a good idea. I think he should have backed up, should have found a different way in, or, just kept his lead. But the fact that he went up the ramp, he was looking pretty good there, but once the drones and stuff came out, it was game over from there.
Yeah, I think in a situation like that, when there's such a investment into defense, just prevent a third. Mm-hmm. Just keep your units around, keep them locked in. Don't let them get a third. Expand yourself, and do the old strategy: when attacking, expand; when expanding, defend; when defending, attack. Is this whole triangle? I remember once learning. I might have gotten it wrong, but
it sounded good.
It's something like that. In that situation, you have him kept at home. He's not going to have anything that can get across the map unless it's an itis, so just spread some overlords and then expand yourself.
Yep.
That's what you got to do.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 here of the final series of today. And let's see, can Starkiller make a return here, or will BioIce actually be the winner here? In the top left, in the pink, playing as the Zerk Pieces, give it up, it's BioIce.
And his opponent, Spunning, in the bottom right side, down 1-0, looking to push it to the ace match. He is Starkiller. With the Overlord on the way, but gas pool first, or pool gas.
Pool gas,
this time, with a hatch out of BioIce. Hatch first.
Yeah, I like it. I think Starkiller going to get a little bit aggressive here in the early game. It's not as quick as his initial from the first series when they met, but he is still going to be able to get those lings out. Have some kind of protection if he needs it, but then also be able to put that pressure on. So we'll see how he plays this out. His tournament life is on the line here. But he can do it. He's won before, but BioIce still showing some good plays. I almost wonder, if Starkiller hadn't attacked onto the ramp, maybe we would have been looking at a little bit different game there. BioIce, even if BioIce hadn't scouted the Spire change, the Muta switch, so man, just crazy to think about.
Yeah, BioIce probably still would have gone and started to put on pressure, and eventually realized that Starkiller just didn't have enough to deal with it. He might have been able to chase might have bought him a little more time, but as soon as BioIce saw the Spire, he knew that Starkiller was not going to have the units to defend him, and with +1 attack done, BioIce, that was his time to shine, and he did it.
Definitely. Alright, so we do have the links coming across now here from Starkiller. He's not putting a whole lot of production into workers. Of course, he doesn't have an expansion up yet since he went for that early lane production. He is going to be able to get a couple of kills here potentially from the drones, which is really nice. With the links now coming out from BioIce, it should be able to get pushed back here. Actually getting quite a bit of damage here. He's going to be able to get a couple of drones. And
2 drones? That is way more than you should be getting at that point.
Yep. I mean, he was even able to get a couple of lings as well, so very nice job there from Starkiller.
He's actually looking to do a link flood. He has cut worker production, is only going for lings. 12 more on the way with 16 already out. No Baneling Nest follow-up, but he's going to chase away the Overlord so that the Overlord doesn't see.
Oh, and this is huge. We see BioIce going for a third base. He does have a Baneling Nest on the way here, but he isn't going to be able to scout what's going on, and he is not going to... Okay, he sees that there's a big attack coming across. It should give him a little bit of a warning here of what's to come. But does he have enough to actually deal with this? He's got the Queens blocking off the main. He's got a couple of lings, but that's about it.
Yeah, and he's going to need Baneling Mines from preparing to help save us from the end times here, but I don't know. The queens are getting awfully low, and the banelings are getting canceled. The banelings on the top of the ramp are going to finish. Oh, almost getting big hits, but the lings are now in the main with all the drones.
Yep. Are we going to be seeing the end game here, or is it going to continue on? There's still a Ling in the main getting a little bit of damage done. Eventually does get taken out here, and these Bailings are going to be so crucial into holding this. He does have quite a bit trying to come through here, but it does look like for the time here, BioIce has held, but the Ling production is not done yet here from Starkiller, as he's going to continue to pressure into this. Some good bailing hits will go down here. Not the best, but they are pretty good, as we are just having some Ling on Ling fights. And this is what I love about ZVZ, this back and forth. That third base is going to finish up here, as now it is BioIce's turn to mass produce those Lings. He even has the bailing nest, so he is going to be able to have a little bit of an advantage if he does go across and attack here.
And that's what he looks like he's going to be doing. Starkiller does have a spine crawler on the way, but it's not looking like it'll be here in time. No Baneling Nest, so Starkiller is going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage. He does have the queens to tank, so that's nice. A lot of the Lings for both sides are being taken out. The Ling count's even, but the first Baneling's in, and an okay hit.
Yeah,
Spine Crawler is dead as it spawns. No good. The drones are being pulled off the line.
There's just too much here.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yep. I mean, eventually this does get cleaned up a little bit, but losing both of the queens, losing a lot of the production here. BioIce is still ahead in workers, but with this third base, BioIce is just going to be able to outproduce at this point of Starkiller. Starkiller's going to go for a little bit of a run by to try to do some pressure, but there's just 12 Lings at a time coming out from BioIce. I don't know. Starkiller's going to be up against the ropes here.
Yeah, Starkiller's done. Yeah. He cannot hold on. If he had a Baneling Nest, I'd say maybe he has a dream, but really right now this game is going to be a bit of a meme.
Yep. Queen's going to get surrounded as well. Another spine crawler trying to go down here. Eventually some of this will get cleaned up, but yeah, there's just going to be too much of BioIce here, and man, Starkiller was pulling it off, but it doesn't look like this time he is going to be able to make it through, and we are going to have our second player to move on, and that is going to be BioIce. So we're going to see Art and BioIce moving on to the next part of the championship cup here.
Yeah, it's sad to see Starkiller go out. He had a great first series, but then just wasn't able to keep the momentum going. He again almost pulled it off, just like he did with Art, but just something was missing. And it ended up costing him both series, and is fortunately out of the tournament. But thanks to all the players for playing today and putting on some awesome shows.
There we go. Oh my goodness. Sitting here, I always love doing that. No, I love seeing the high level play. Love seeing how they handle different situations. I mean, you take a look at, I believe it was the Art versus Starkiller matchup, where he tried to go for that Ling Nidus, and Art was able to handle that, or even just the what was it? It was the quick Ling rush or whatever from the first series of BioIce, and Starkiller was able to kind of like hold that off. So just always really cool to see that happen, to see how they play that out. So I'm excited to see the rest of the tournament, see how these players fare. So
yeah, no, it'll be good to see it going. Next week we will have Group B featuring none other than our home favorite Estrella, as long as another three fantastic players in Hino, Rodzen, and Burning. Next week on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be excited to see you guys there, but before we finish things off, we have one more shout out that we want to do to GameStop, of course, that brings the power to the players. Guys, if you go on a Match Arena right now, follow GameStop on Twitter, subscribe to them on YouTube. You can even just visit their website. You can add more to the Match Arena pool. They're here to help us. They're here to bring power to the players. They've always tried to do this and are really trying to expand to that esports arena, to the players here. They are bringing coaching to people. They are they're bringing in people, some of the world's most foremost teams and players. Give them a visit, check them out. If you're looking for a new game, go there, and they will have everything that you need as well.
Definitely. And guys, we thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you coming out and watching. Hope you guys had fun, as much fun as we did, and all of that. So again, guys, make sure you guys follow this channel, subscribe if you would like, or donate to help support the channel as we continue to bring you some awesome StarCraft action, other things like that. And again, guys, make sure you do use those Matcherino codes. If you do !Matcherino and use the code AlphaX Champion Championship, or excuse me, AlphaX Champions 1 onto the thing. Well, actually, I'll show you real quick how to do it. It's simple, and then we will go ahead and end today's stream. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's switch it over real quick. That's fine. Alrighty, so guys, make sure you guys come to this channel, sign in. You can sign any one of these. Make sure you guys only use one code per person. Don't try to sign up with 50 million things and do it. That can actually hurt the sponsorship. You come up here to the contribute channel, type in Alpha X Champions 1, and it will bring up a little coupon code. You just do contribute, and there you go. Your contribute has added to the prize pool. That's all you gotta do. And we already see there's the $347.20 coming through. You've got your quests on the side here to actually do it. You've got cool little things you can buy. You can get yourself some socks. Guys, it's getting cold in some places. Get you some socks. Get you a sponsorship. Whatever. But add it to the prize pool, and that will help us out. So make sure you guys do that. It's always always fun. And it helps the channel out. So guys, that is going to be it for today. Thank you again so much for hanging out. I have been your host, Gravity620, and this has been Captain Canuck. Captain Canuck. It's always good to cast with you, man, and it was so much fun.
Pleasure was all mine. Thanks, Gravity.
Thank you very much, and you guys have a good one as well. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Nuclear missile ready.